Hey, welcome to Zach's Tech Turf and weekly download episode number 105. Sorry about not making an episode last week. I had to make that Monster Hunter World benchmarking video, which already got like 10,000 views by the way, so thank you. But on today's episode, I'm gonna be playing some Call of Duty World War II. When I give you this news, I got my cup of coffee right there. Make sure you guys let me know in the comment section what you're sipping on. Let's get into it. To kick off the tech news for the week, we finally got some confirmed details about the new Nvidia graphics cards, and the August 20th reveal date is pretty much a guarantee at this point. Last week, Nvidia officially announced their new Turing architecture for GPUs, and they also gave a lot of hints and teasers about their upcoming RTX 2080. If you're out of the loop still, RTX stands for real-time ray tracing, and it's basically the new branding that Nvidia is using for their high-end graphics cards. During the event, the Nvidia CEO Jensen talked about how powerful this new architecture is, and even stated that it's 6 times faster than Pascal. Yeah, 6 times faster. I highly doubt we'll see the gaming graphics cards perform 6 times faster. That seems pretty impractical. But like I said, we should finally get the unveiling on August 20th, and I can't wait. Make sure you head on over to the ZTT Discord, which I have linked down in the description on every video, because I'm sure we'll all be watching the event live together over there. Moving on to get some more juicy graphics card news, just days later after that Nvidia event, Intel officially teased off their new discrete graphics card on their Twitter account. I reported about this a few weeks ago, so this is nothing new, but Intel showed off a video about their new graphics card technology, and it's definitely a real thing now. So far, Intel hasn't released pretty much any important news about the architecture or technology, but they do have a goal releasing the card in 2020, so we'll keep our ears pinned for this. Next up, I'm sure you've all seen by now, I'm doing a little backtracking to make up for last week, that the new AMD flagship Threat Ripper 2990WX is now available and probably flooded your YouTube subscription feed. The 2990WX is a monster 32-core 64-thread CPU that's apparently 53% faster than the Intel's flagship i9-7980XE. I'm personally not really that interested in this kind of tech, at least not yet, because I certainly can't afford the $1,800 price tag, but yeah, it's a beast as you would expect. In light of this news, Coolermaster unveiled the official Threat Ripper cooler, which is a monster air cooler called the Wraith Ripper. It's actually a huge unit that's rocking a push-pull configuration, and this will be the official cooler for all 4 Threat Ripper SKUs, only one of which is really out now. It's also packing RGB as you would expect. It costs $120 and it's set to release later next month. Moving on to some peripheral news, Turtle Beach just announced their new line of Atlas gaming headsets, which are specifically designed for the PC. This line is ranging from the Elite Atlas Pro at $100 down to the Atlas One, which only costs $50. They actually look pretty cool as they are all black in design and not super gamey, so I might check one of these out when they release at the end of September. And to wrap up the tech news for the week, Case Labs announced that unfortunately they're having to go bankrupt and liquidate their assets due to the trade war in China causing tariff prices to go through the roof. They announced late last week on Twitter that current orders may not even be filled and that they are very sorry. That's a huge bummer. Getting into the PC gaming news for the week, and to get the mood back up, some data was mined in the Steam files that indicate that there are compatibility tools being created to allow Windows games to be run on Linux. There's no announcement or anything from Valve about this yet, but I know all of you Linux gamers out there would absolutely love some Windows game support, so hopefully we see something happen from this. Next up, there's some controversy going on with everyone's favorite Fortnite streamer Ninja, as he stated last week that he refuses to play with females on his stream. He eventually clarified and stood behind his remark, stating that it's purely out of respect for his wife and he doesn't want to game with female gamers, as even the smallest amount of flirting on Twitch could end up blowing up in his face. I'm not going to comment about my personal opinion on the matter, make sure you guys do though in the comment section, but this kind of thing obviously has some people fired up in the community, as you might have seen already. Alright, so if you guys are in the Discord, then you already know how much I've been playing and loving No Man's Sky, which is why I want to talk about this next piece of news. There's a very generous player out there in the No Man's Sky universe that's playing the role of Santa Claus and dropping off very valuable crafting products to random users around the galaxies. Apparently, if you add him on Steam, he's doing his best to drop off these stasis devices, which are worth 15 million units, which will really help out new players. No Man's Sky is a huge world, obviously, though, so I wouldn't get your hopes up, but I love these kind of stories. And finally, to wrap up the PC gaming news for the week, the MP AMD 5 has returned to Counter-Strike Global Offensive, which seems to be a big deal. I don't know anything about it because I'm a new CSGO player. I have 4 ranked wins, by the way. I'm getting there. But apparently it's super cheap, so we'll start to see it in the earlier rounds. I don't know what else to say about it, so here's some footage that I just recorded using it in a team deathmatch. Well, that wraps up weekly download episode number 105. Feel free to head on over to one of these 2 videos here if you haven't seen them yet, and definitely hit that subscribe button because I'm working on a video right now about how to keep your PC cool during this last summer month. You don't want to miss that video.